Okay, so we're back. I made us some contraption to hold the phone. Alright, so hopefully filling can go a lot quicker. I don't have any stimulating conversation, so I'm not putting any audio and shit. So, just trying to... Gotta say, this is a really shitty way to fill this. Well, the good thing is it's going straight down to the pump. I should check out the pump is there, right? Just to talk. Oh wow, it's actually filling up. Because the pump is full. I gotta say, I mean, you know, if you've never done... Well, I don't know. Nothing's done right, so I have no idea how successful it's gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna assume it should be. I mean, in theory, I've done everything correctly. You know, but main thing is watching a lot of videos how other people did it. And then coming up with your idea for a plan, how to do the loop. Basically what I'm saying is that, yeah, it's doing a hardline loop for your first water build or liquid build, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, is, you know, not like out of the question, I guess I should say. You know, it's at first, you know, like I was saying, I thought, well, that's going to be too complicated. You know, it's going to take a long time. There's a lot of practice involved in terms of the bending and stuff. I mean, again, you know, I have some imperfect bends, so yeah, I guess in that regard. But to me, it's perfectly acceptable. I mean, it's some guys' PCs are a work of art. I'd like mine to be a work of art, but I think it's very good for what it is. You know, this tube, I need a smaller tube, essentially. But, you know, I would say if you're good with your hands and you have tools and you have, I don't have a lot of space in this apartment, but, you know, and you have the willpower. But if you like work, especially if you like working with your hands, you know, it is definitely something to consider instead of just doing the soft tubing. I'm sure it would have been much easier. All right, so here is actually our first time you can turn on the pump. This should be interesting. That's why it's on film, right? All right, so I have the switch. Let's plug it in. All right, here goes. Look at that. It actually worked as it's supposed to. Holy fucking shit. Not that I'm surprised, but you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like anything else when you do for the first time, right? You know, it's like, holy shit, I did it. Not that, you know, I if you look around my house, I'm sure I build RC helicopters, I've been building my own computers, I mod, you know, video game consoles and stuff like that. So it's not like, you know, hey, it worked. But, you know, when it does, it's, anybody who's built anything knows that feeling. Like when you do it for the first time, it's like, oh shit, that shit came out pretty damn good. I mean, obviously the times when it actually fails as well, but, you know, the times it works is that feeling of confidence. That's why you do it again, you know, and that's why you keep getting bigger and better, right? You know, I had never thought I would go this deep. I don't know if you want to call it, or spend this much money on liquid cooling, knowing that, truthfully, what? I'm not a big overclocker. You know, I buy good equipment to begin with, so it's like I need to overclock to get every little FPS out of, you know, a game, which I can't barely notice. Some people will probably say, "Oh, you're a dick for saying it. You need." Oh fuck! Look at that. See, that's just stupidity. I missed the fucking. No, it's not a leak. It was me. Again, it's. I don't know. It's me plus the design. Shit. Like, why is that? Like, if you look on top of this Photon tube, there's not like a hole. There's like this several small holes because of the tube. Looks like, actually, I don't know. Well, the pump is made to have water in it, so that's not a problem. There's no, well, obviously none of the components are on, so that's not a big deal. But there is water down there. Actually, no, it might be a good idea. Let me do this. Let's try to suck it up with the, it's not that much water. There goes that idea. Alright. Yeah, it's weird. There's like, yeah, again, the lighting, you won't be able to see it, but on top of the, if you go look at the XSPC Photon, what is this, something 7 or something, the top, it's kind of weird. It looks like it's, yeah, I don't think, well, you know, obviously the whole thing about this tube, it has this illuminated tube in the middle. So what happens is that it goes right to the top. So I guess they didn't want to mess up the aesthetic, so there's no holes on the side to fill. It's still, you fill around, so it comes up, there's still this bracing for the illuminated tube in the middle. And so you just have like little slits on the side. I wouldn't say little, but small slits on the side where the water goes down. For some reason, I wish I had light. All my flashlight batteries are dead. So I'm not sure what's going on. But it looks, I don't know. Looks like this is clogged. Or maybe somehow the water is just isn't going down. Yeah. Alright. I'm guessing what happened. Let me try a little bit. Yeah, what I'm guessing happened is essentially the water went on top and the holes are so small, I don't know, I guess gravity wasn't strong enough to sort of pull it to the bottom when they all, I guess the water essentially clogged. I know, it's weird, the water clogged. Yeah, the water seemed to clog those small fill holes. And so the water wasn't going down essentially, it was just going overflow. Well, live and learn. I guess in the future I'll try to get a smaller tube, which hopefully will fit in between those. See, it's doing it again. See? I don't know if it's something, but you can look at it and yeah. I guess the key here is seems like the main holes are on the side. It's hard to see because I got very little light. Right. Thank God I'm not a professional. This video is not that good. But anyway, I know you can only get get away with so much. This is my first time. Here's another hole. Alright, that seems to be better. I don't know, it doesn't seem to be flowing as much. Yeah. I think anyway. It looks like just we'll fill it up a little bit more, then we'll run it again. And it actually looks like the loop is almost filled. To tell you the truth. So let's take a look. This is weird. I'm guessing it just the drain areas it becomes, overflowing with water. Just the holes are just that's not good. Right, the holes are just too small for. I guess my question is, it's working. What the fuck? You know what? For the sake of your sanity, right? If you're watching. Right. Let's run the pump. Okay. That was exciting first time. So can't wait to do that again. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much the loop is finished. Got some bubbles going through, but yeah, you can hear it moving. Some small bubbles, but it seems to be a very efficient loop. Awesome sauce. Alright. I'm going to leave this running for a little bit. I'm going to try to get a flashlight that works for my car. This way I can see what's going on here. Alright. If anything explodes, give me a call. I'll be back. Okay, back. Anything overflowing? Is there water on the vehicle? Alright. Obviously the fans aren't running or anything. Okay. Wow, this light sucks. Alright, but it allows me to see a few things. Alright. So, let me see if I can show you guys what I was talking about. So I'm gonna take this camera off this makeshift holder. Alright, so let's see. If you look on top of the reservoir, you see what I'm talking about. Well, again, it's hard to see because of all very close quarters, but alright, that's probably the best angle you're gonna get, and there's the best light I can get. I know, but let me see if I can get in close. If I can't, well, you'll have to take my word for it. Yeah, it's not a straight hole into it, again, because of this, the way it's made, that Photon neon or whatever clear cylinder in the middle comes up here and it's braced, so it is not a clear hole on the top to be filled of the fill port of the reservoir. So what it is, it's sort of like this design where there's small inlets. Let me see, does that work if I shine it through? No, it doesn't. The radiator doesn't help. How about from back here? If I shine it from back here, does that work? No. No, you're not gonna see it. Just that angle is just really tough. If you can see it, it'll probably be from here. But anyway, the small inlets, and it can easily, the water cannot go down fast enough, and sometimes it just seems to get stuck up there. So that's where the overflowing came. Let's see, it's a little, doesn't look like a lot of water leaked, and there's not too much. Well, nothing's on, so except the pump, and the pump takes water, so it shouldn't be damaged. But everything, if you look at the loop, let's take a look. There's micro bubbles in it, but nothing major. Oh, but I do want to, I mean, I know what they say is to beads. Now, that's kind of interesting. The D5 pump, or at least the Swiftech version of the D5 pump, you will know, has a, the speed adjust is in the back. And normally, if you mount the pump, well, the way they sort of imply that it should be mounted is that this would be considered sideways, not right side up, even though it looks sort of right side up. But depending on how you have it, but actually it's not. I don't know. It's all a matter of perspective. The way, anyway, the adjustment is at the bottom where I have it. So you're probably wondering, how the hell am I going to adjust the speed? I thought of that. Fortunately, part fortunate, part just, yeah, luck. There was an inlet, or basically a hole, just at the bottom of the case, which was for cable management, and you could see the adjustment. So what I did, I just enlarged that hole. So yes, you can adjust. Pain in the ass, admittedly, but I thought of it. It wasn't like, hey, how am I going to do that? So it can be done, and who the hell is going to be adjusting their pump? Well, I assume who the hell is going to be adjusting their pump on the fly, but it's good to have. It's all sort of like a bleed port, right, or a drain port. It's good to have, but not absolutely necessary. Let's see if I can show you that right now. And we'll play around with the speed, actually. Let's see. So that's the screw holding the pump, and if you see right there, hold on, let me get under here. That's right there, you can see it. It's a little blurry. Right there. Yeah, just, yeah, it's not enough light. But here is where the adjuster is for the speed. So, I know this light sucks, but right there, you see that red thing? It's actually better when the brightness is right. That's the adjuster. It's a slot adjuster. So, I think it's set on 2 now. Let's play around with it and see what happens. Hopefully nothing breaks. I'll run this for a little bit. I'm not going to run it all night. I'll do a 24-hour test right now. From what I read, if it runs for an hour, you should be good. But let me adjust it. And let me try to set this back up for no reason. You know, if you're watching this video at this point and you're not, how should I say, sort of, I didn't tell you to watch it. You got bigger problems than I can imagine. No, I can't say that. Maybe you're Google water cooling or something and you came across this. I apologize if you did. Again, you know, ultimately, like I said, you know, we all do things, and I think for a first time, hard. There goes the phone. Luckily, that was the rug. All right, let me try to do this logically. That looks good. That looks good. Let's bring that up. Okay, it's backwards. You'll probably see blackness. Okay, let's try it again. Just want this to hold on temporarily. Nothing awesome. I'm just going to adjust the speed. Okay, there's the rig. This is probably too far down. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to adjust the speed. I gotta say that pump is not. I never ran a D5 pump, but it's powerful though. I gotta say, it sucked the shit out of it. I'm actually surprised. I don't know. I guess watching other people's videos, maybe because they have much more complicated loops than that. Was actually one fill of the two, or maybe just how big the damn reservoir is. Pretty much filled the loop. Yeah, imagine draining this thing. Never gonna drain. No. I'll drain it one day. All right, let's take a look under here. What's going on? So, let's take a look. Yeah, you can see that. That speeds the shit out of me. That's a powerful pump. All right. I don't know if you hear the difference. Yeah. I don't know if that's getting rid of any bubbles. I guess the more bubbles run through it. It's funny. That pump is no joke. Alright. I'll probably end up draining this after leak testing goes on for a while. But I gotta say, frankly, I'm proud that on my first attempt this came out very satisfactory. Very satisfactory. I think the word perfect is overused. It's obviously not perfect. Nothing is perfect. Oh, it came out perfect. Oh, I did my helicopter flies perfect. Whatever. I don't know. Stop using the word perfect. For the first time, relatively speaking, came out okay. I'm gonna say, honestly, I think it came out above average. Um, I'm sure there's guys who just have that knack. I bet you the guy from Singularity Computers, you know, the first time he probably did a bend, probably came out perfect, right? You know, or maybe with 2 or 3 tries. I gotta say, with limited amount of tubing, what I had to work with, you know, with what's in there. Like I said, you know, this tube got scratched up. It's a good bend. But, this tube is not the original bend, but it's a good bend. It was my first attempt there, but the second one came out bad. This tube is basically the worst bend in the build. I was the worst looking tube. It's a matter of debate because, like I said, this got scored because of this EK fitting. Now, I don't blame the fitting. It's just I was just surprised that the fitting either just sitting here or me pushing on it. I wasn't playing with it. It was just like I was moving it back and forth, maybe just to get this piece on. After that, I learned my lesson. I would put the fitting close and put a piece of tape so it wouldn't fall down the tube. All right, we just have to see. I'm curious now. With the second curiosity, right? I haven't tested the graphic GPU block out yet, so pretty sure. I mean, that seemed very simple to do. There's no surprises going to go on there. And obviously, what I'd really like is to put some color fluid in here. The idea is to go with the black and red theme. I'm not sure how far I should go because I heard, again, I've done a lot. Well, I don't want to say research, but a lot of YouTube watching and a lot of reading on overclockers.net or whatever relevant form. Reddit has some great pictures of and they award a prize to the best build of the month. And a lot of I gotta say, a lot of my ideas of tube routing came from, or just alternating. Like I said, I think this is a very, very efficient routing of the tubes. There's no excess bends. It's like minimal bends. Think about it. There's 2 90s, 3 90s in all. This goes straight down to the pump. I mean, obviously, if I used hard tubing in the back, but again, there's no reason to. But again, I think this is just so efficient given the limited amount of space that exists in just the visual portion of it. Like, obviously, I could have taken out the drive cage, and I've seen some people do that. They've had much more space. But again, unless I'm going to modify, and I'm sure people have done it, the front cover, you can't see the drive cage. I mean, you have space to put stuff, but it doesn't give you a visual effect. And this is, for me, mostly aesthetic. It's just really, really, I, I wanted to do something with my building talent. I know, talent. With my building ability. And this was it. So, anything else? I mean, this video is just up again for posterity. Just for reference for me and just to see how my first turning on the pump went. I gotta say, most of the bubbles are in the damn reservoir. There's just bubbles sitting there. Let me turn this on again. Now, I gotta say, I'll get some cable extension. I only need really 2. This one is necessary. The current cable, it's very stiff. It's gonna be pushing against this unless I tie it, which I'll probably end up doing. If I, just to turn the computer on and make sure everything's working with that. I'm curious about temperatures. I do have to get a new set of top fans. I mean, I have these old Corsairs, but they're not even SP fans. Again, I've learned a lot between SP and AF. I always thought fans were fans. I know. Should know that at least. But no, I learned that. I mean, I gotta say I learned a lot. And one of the better feelings besides it working is the fact that you take what you learn, put it in practice, and like everything comes out. And it's just like, wow, that's fucking cool. And the little improvisations and modifications you do, and it's like, you did something cool. And I gotta say, also, this is the first H450 where I've seen a custom loop. I've seen obviously the all-in-ones you see up there, but where I've seen. I'm not expecting any great finite temperatures with the 30mm radiator, even though it's 360, and only one with the GPU. I'm not doing any overclocking right now, so I think the temperature should be at least as good as what they were. So it should be usable until I get the second 240 rad in the front. That's probably gonna take. I don't think it's gonna take too much modification. I think I gotta keep. Obviously, the idea is to get maybe a 6 terabyte and not need all the drive cages, but I need something to support the reservoir. But realistically, I don't need the whole drive cage. I could cut a big portion of it out to slide into 240 and just leave the on my side, the left side attached just to hold the reservoir. Wow, sounds like a fish tank. God, turn that down. That pump sounds like a fucking fish tank. Oh, speed. I mean, obviously, it sounds like a fish tank. Guess what's bothering me about the pump noise? Just sounds like right. It doesn't sound like it's getting enough water. That's the other thing that concerned me. They said, "Oh, as long as your reservoir is above your pump, you're okay," and which it is obviously. And it goes, and that's one of the things that goes directly into the pump. There's also like on the pump top, you can mount it sideways and so on and so forth. Well, would look like sideways. And obviously, you have the pumps which are right into. I guess those are the most efficient, or soon to be the most efficient. I don't know. This seems. This sound is like there's a little air in there. I don't know. I'll have to do some research. If anybody's watching this with any experience, real experience, tell me if that's normal or whatever. But I don't know. It's a loop. I mean, if everything I read is like again, as long as your reservoir is above your pump, which is directly over my pump, you can do anything else. And again, I don't know. Everything else seems normal. Like what I've done. Yeah, the longest run is from the radiator. I tried to cut down because I wanted to go all the way to here with one tube, but it just the longest run is from here to the inlet of the radiator, and the second longest run is from the outlet of the radiator into the CPU pump, and then you see just direct bang bang bang, very small moves. I don't know. All right, I don't know if there's much else to say. That's about it. So I think we'll call this video a day. Again, happy the way this came out, and I think it looks awesome. I guess I kind of spoiled myself. Not that, obviously you can go, again, just take a look at Singularity Computers, you can go real overboard. And I was even thinking, like, get another GTX 970, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, Christ, I mean, this literally cost me enough already. And the main thing I do want to do is get that upgraded CPU, the 6950X when it comes out. So, who knows what the future has in what my monetary situation money will be like. My monetary situation will be like in the future. So, if anything unexpected happens, either for or against, I might be selling this right. So cool. All right, let's come to an ending here. Let's do some ins and out shots. So, you'll probably hear the pump. Okay, so the pump's there. Up to our reservoir with some bubbles, which don't seem to be moving. Also, obviously, our reservoir is a little off-center. From there to our GPU. Again, I've researched this. Whether GPU or CPU comes first doesn't matter. And to our CPU, from our CPU to our inlet of the rad. And actually, I got this all wrong. The flow is pump, reservoir, to the pump, if you can see it. You can't, but pump, outlet there, up to the inlet here of the radiator, out of the radiator to the CPU, out of the CPU to the GPU, out of the GPU to the pump, to the radiator, to the reservoir. Alright, this video has gone on way too long, 30 minutes for garbage. Alright, so obviously we have some things. We got to put some fans up here. We have to obviously do some cable management. Again, I don't have a modular power supply, so it is what it is. Either the pump is stabilizing or slowing down. No, I don't know. Or both. Okay, so
Thanks for watching, and take care.